Man. Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliott Pierre, and as per usual, we're going to start the show off the same way we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know that you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you choose to spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cotton, me loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
Okay, and we're back. Listen, we're just going to get right to it because I know Tanner is extremely excited about this episode. As you know, I don't introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves. So, sir, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Hi, my name is Kamil. I'm a Diecast Enthusiast, one of the craziest ones in Fort Mac, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've been a diecast collector, enthusiast, everything diecast, basically, for all my life. I live in Fort Mac, up in Thickwood.
Yeah.
And just promoting diecast because I think Fort Mac needs this.
Okay, so for everybody at home, let's just talk about it. Some people might not know what that even means. What does diecast mean?
Diecast means a cast of a certain object. Basically, if we see cars there, casted, and different metals, zincs, alloys, aluminum, steel are used to produce a diecast.
Okay.
And obviously, in the very higher ends, we use gold, silver, and diamond studded.
Right.
Well,
Right.
So
Now you've brought cars here, so like when diecast, like from when I think about it, it's more cars, but you can get it in planes or a boat or anything. Where is your field of expertise? Do you like primarily like the cars, or are you getting everything?
there you go. So I don't restrict myself to just cars.
Okay.
I restrict myself to everything diecast, be it cars, be it boats, be it airplanes, be it dragsters, be it diecast dolls. I mean,
Okay.
you can. I've got a passion for diecast.
Okay.
Like I can touch that thing and I'd be happy.
Okay.
Somehow it talks to me.
Right. So how did this start for you? What?
This started at a very young age. My dad, he was a captain
Okay.
on a cargo ship.
Right.
And he used to go all over the world. So as kids, we used to get these diecast toys. I wish I'd saved some of those. They went through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones I had in 1970s and 80s, if I still had them today,
Yeah.
it would have been good. It would have been really good.
Right.
Thousands.
Yeah. You know what? You probably wouldn't have given them away though. You probably would have held on to them.
Yeah, there's a funny story to that because I was born and basically raised in my younger years in Pakistan. That's what my background is from.
Okay.
And these things are very rare there.
Okay.
People whose parents work overseas or they associated like my dad was, you can't really buy this stuff. This comes in as gifts.
Okay.
So I was the only kid on the block who had a diecast collection.
Right.
Like this kind.
Yeah.
You get the cheaper plastic ones and all that. But when you see this and you see North America,
Yeah.
Really, the whole gaming world and everything starts with North America and Europe, the West.
Right.
And this
Right.
is part of the West, which was not available in the East. And
Right.
actually, it's not available till today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where the NFTs are coming in.
Yeah,
and
so let's
everything.
talk about that. Let's nobody's ready for that. They thought they were listening to diecast, and that's traditional. Now you're talking about NFTs, something I know a decent amount about. So as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, you piqued my interest. 'Cause
Correct.
We were bidding on the NFT for the original Hot Wheels that they were putting out. So let me hear what you're talking about for your NFT.
Right. So, as you know, I'm not going to go too deep into it. It's
Right.
just in the development phase.
Right.
I am also grasping all the concepts around it. It is pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be. So, what NFT does is basically, as just for the viewers here,
Yeah.
is going to put your product, your originality, your history of it on the web where people can buy, sell,
That's right.
look into it. And up to now, as I've done my research, it hasn't been launched in diecast yet.
Right.
I mean, Christie's and the bigger auction houses did go into art.
That's right.
And preserving the arts. So why can't we preserve this? Because you see, a lot of fake stuff is also coming out. A lot of
That's right.
So as a diecast collector, I would end up buying maybe say from different sources as eBay, Facebook, anybody, Kijiji, anybody selling anything, and it catches my eye and it's worth. I think okay, it needs to be in my collection. Actually, all of them need to be, but
Yeah.
there's a difference between hoarding and collecting.
Right.
It's an honest struggle.
It is an honest.
You
You can.
see one and you like it, and you think, "Wow, I want that." And what if I never see it again?
You probably won't ever see it again unless you were in a shop. Fort Mac is a dearth because in that way, you see, if you go to Edmonton or Calgary anyway, you see these huge hobby shops,
That's right.
and people are not looking at their watches when in there.
No.
I certainly don't look at my watch.
That's
I know
right.
I look at my watch when I'm at IKEA with
Yeah.
or in a grocery store, but I
Yeah.
don't look at my watch in a hobby store.
That's right.
It's the same effect as a casino. You walk in there, and the atmosphere just takes over and takes you from that real world into this world of dimensions, fantasy, wants. It's
That's
just a
right.
want, really.
That's right.
Nobody needs diecast, but everybody wants
That's
it.
right. That's right.
I've got people who've got. The best thing about diecast, because I'm a social person,
Mm-hmm.
like to meet people. I've been in Fort Mac since 2008.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go into a funny story with just a little bit of
Yeah.
the diecast there.
Yeah.
I joined my employer. My employer is a city. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that now, but my employer is a city. Anyway, it is the best employer I've ever worked for. I've worked up north. I've worked in Toronto. I've traveled the world.
Yeah.
So putting all the experience together, RM, thumbs up.
Yeah.
I moved from Toronto to here. Never regretted it. Fort Mac has been an awesome place, but it misses a whole lot of culture.
That's right.
Diecast is part of that culture, sports and gaming. So there are people who've started up chess games and everything, right? So I want to be the diecast guy. I know I have the
That's
largest collection in Fort Mac because I know the largest collectors here.
That's right.
And I know people who runs into like a few hundred cars.
Yeah.
But I think I comfortably beat them by another few hundred anyway.
Right.
So as we said, we go into there's a fine line between hoarding and collecting.
Right.
So when I reached that fine line after 35 years,
Yeah.
it took me 35 years to realize that I've crossed over from that collecting to the hoarding side.
Right.
When you haven't opened a box of something you've really liked 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and you haven't even opened it in 10 years, and you just keep looking at it and cleaning dust off it, make sure it looks like perfect.
Yeah.
10 years later, that means you got into that hoarding stage.
Right.
Right? You stop.
They are still toys.
Yeah.
They're still toys, but you know what? People like I as a hobby, I started exploring this. I put it on Facebook. I think I'm the only guy who has YMM Diecast as a Facebook page where
Right.
I get people interested in, and oh my God, do we have an interest in that?
Yeah.
Sweet Antiques downtown is a antique shop,
Right.
and it's run by a very entrepreneurial couple.
Okay.
And in Fort Mac, if I wanted to go retail, this is not a retail thing. This is more of a education / a dialogue, a meeting of diecast minds. It's because
Yeah.
there's nothing as such together. I plan to go into Mac Island and have a diecast convention.
That's right.
where
Very
people
cool.
you know what? People can bring their cars and bring their bikes and bring their boats and maybe I can give them they have the road shows, antique road shows and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So I've got 35 years worth of experience into diecast in a way,
Mm-hmm.
specifically diecast.
Yeah.
I would know your $6 million, $7 million Lamborghini if I saw it.
Right.
A normal person would just think it's gold plated, but it's
Yeah.
actually 24 gold,
Yeah.
24K
Yeah.
gold. But there's so much in there that Fort Mac needs diecast.
Right.
I mean, during COVID, let's talk about COVID.
Yeah.
What were people doing? Stuck at home. What was I doing?
Yeah.
Cleaning my cars, building them, stacking them again,
That's
placing
right.
them again.
Yeah.
I mean, we need a glass case for those. I mean, they can just not be.
For everybody at home, he's pointing at Tanner's Hot Wheel collection.
Yes, and I see that there, and I'm really. It's a 164 collection Tanner's got, and it's totally cool. It's Hot Wheel, Mattel, all the old schools. Do you have a majorette in there by any chance?
I do not.
A
No.
Corgi.
Nope.
All right, so it's,
They're geeking out hard right now.
yeah, you gotta.
This has been my favorite episode. Like when you got your Penny Hardaway jersey, this is my
your Penny
this-
Hardaway jersey.
yeah, for real.
It's a cool thing that you get because Tanner collects Hot Wheels and he's very passionate about them.
Right.
And so because of that, I've started to get into it myself. And I remember the first time myself and Tanner went to purchase some Hot Wheels. I was just like, yeah, I don't care. Just buy whatever you want. Like, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Right.
And then the second time I was just like, oh, I was thumbing through the shelves and I was like, oh, look at this. This is kind of neat. And fast forward till literally yesterday, I'm down at Walmart with him in this bin, just like going through, and you're 100% right. You're not looking at your time. You get lost in it. And it's just fun. It's just fun. And there's not too many things in life that just give you like that moment of being a child again and just whimsy, basically. And I find with like Hot Wheels and Diecast, it's something that you can get into, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the most expensive thing. A Hot Wheel is $1.
Correct.
You could go to a garage sale, get one for a few cents.
Correct.
Or like you said, you can go find a Lamborghini that's made out of 24 karat gold. It's worth X amount of millions. So it's something that everybody can get involved in, and it genuinely is fun.
Genuinely is fun.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else, like Scrabble or making puzzles, or you can get the whole family involved in this.
That's right.
As you said, being a kid, yes, that's right. You do. People who've got associated with, I don't think there's any kid in the world who's not owned a car,
That's
a
right.
small dinky car,
That's
or a
right.
toy. I don't care if you come from Bangladesh or you come from Germany or you come from Switzerland.
Yeah.
I think every kid in the world,
Yeah.
probably every girl, unless she's a tomboy, would own a doll.
Yeah.
Every kid would own a dinky car or a toy car or a truck or
That's right.
something in that sense.
That's right.
Like the world changed after cartoons and DC Comics, so we had Spider-Man figures and we had all those, but those were in plastics, and there's a completely different mindset for those as well as the
Correct.
collector.
Yeah.
In the diecast, this is if I'm not wrong, over $23 billion a year in North America.
Oh, don't doubt that for a
As the
second.
entrepreneur part of it.
Yeah.
The second part of it is like, you don't it does bring you back to the childhood, yes, but I have collectors here who build their own hot rods.
Right.
Who build their own, they take an old car from a junkyard, put it back together, and now they come down, say, by Sweet Antiques, just for the heck of it. Oh,
That's
I know,
right.
Kamil, let me. And they see that exact thing they built in there,
That's right.
and it's sitting right there.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I have the actual thing there, and I have the diecast there. It just blows people's minds.
It's a cool thing.
As I said, the scales of it, there are collectors who will only collect 164 scales. There's collectors who will only collect 124 or 143s or 132s.
Right.
I collect everything because
right.
I think all of this deserves a space somewhere.
Yeah.
It is a hobby. Like, I do a lot of fishing, kayaking, all the other stuff. But
Right.
I found it in COVID.
Yeah.
The whole day went by with me trying to put together
Yeah.
cars and listening to the history of it and comparing them and just
Yeah.
rolling them on the ground.
That's
Believe
right.
me, the pleasure that comes out of just rolling a diecast car on the ground,
Yeah.
simple as that.
Yeah.
Life's simple
You're
pleasure,
preaching
right?
to the choir.
Or if you get a track and you get to watch it do the loop or whatever,
So
Right.
the one thing you have, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I didn't even know this was a thing. You have that Mustang there.
Yes.
And so depending on like the cars that we have, like I've seen levels of detail in all of them.
Correct.
And we have a few Hot Wheels and Matchbox and everything in the house because of Tanner. That thing has carpet in it.
It does.
I did not know that they would go into that level of detail.
Yes. So this is a GMP Mustang. It's all the details are usually for any diecast collectors. Most of the details on the cars are available here,
Right.
including the name of the maker, the scale, and everything. So this is a GMP Mustang. Obviously, if you can see, even the underbody is done so intricately as it would have been done in the real car.
Right. That's
Right?
crazy.
It is crazy. I
But
mean,
for
even the
everybody at
straps
home-
around the tanks and everything. Now, GMP at this thing, I
Yeah.
think had a Ford, GMP and Ford got it together.
Right.
And at that point, the exact carpet from the Ford, they were
Yeah.
given to the GMP. So if you were to open the back of this car and you were
you
to
see that,
touch it,
Tanner?
it's a touch thing.
Yeah.
It's an actual carpet.
It's actual carpet inside.
Yes.
And it's the same carpet that would have been used in
the
that
actual Ford of
Mustang.
that year. Yeah.
And it's inside too. So you guys can't feel it at home. But like when you open the side doors and you start to feel like the bottom where the mat is, it's legitimate carpet. Like the level of detail to this.
Correct.
And when I know the cameras are not going to be able to pick up the engine. Well,
You
but
just, yeah.
the inside of the engine is like unbelievable.
Even if you touch
the
those
detail.
wires, they're rubber. They're not plastic. So they actually, from the Mustang, they just
Yeah.
slice them down.
Yeah.
And they use the wires are even rubber.
Right.
They're not like, so I mean, obviously that model right now goes for about $800 to
Yeah.
$1,200 depending
never
on the
seen detail like that in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a GMP is one of the higher brands. There's Auto Art. They compete with that. M2 has come up for it now too. But now you're going back to the GMPs and the Auto Arts. They are exact, precise details.
That's crazy.
Exactly 118. It's not 118.5. It's not 119. So this is how the scales go. A 164 comparison to this is one of the smallest scales you can buy.
Right.
This is a hard collector. Then it goes up to a 132, and then it goes up to a 124. By the way, this is for Elliott's listeners for the excellent show. We are
Thank
going
you.
to answer a question.
Okay.
What is the most expensive die-cast car
Okay,
in
so
the
this
world?
is the contest. So what we're doing, the first person. So this is the question. What's the question?
The question is, what is the most expensive die-cast car in the world?
Okay, and for the first person who writes underneath this episode in the comments, the most expensive die-cast car in the world is the following, will win this die-cast. Now, this is only for on Facebook. So if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify, this is only a contest for Facebook. So if you know what the most expensive die-cast model car is, please, in the comment section, let's see if you can win that die-cast car. All right. So
Right
now,
on.
moving on, because Tanner, I know he's been chomping at the bit. He has a segment called the Mac City Minute where he asks guests questions. I know he wants to ask you some questions. So Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1. What is one thing that keeps you loving diecast?
It's the actual cast. Once they produce a number of die casts that's finished, that cast is not produced anymore. It becomes a one of a kind. Even there were thousands of it produced, but after 20 years, how many survive? You know,
Right.
it's the actual cast, and some casts are just irreplaceable.
Question number 2. What is your favorite diecast in your collection?
All of them.
That is the right answer. Question number 3. What is one reason you think anyone can get into diecast?
If you drive a car, a motorcycle, a bicycle, an airplane, a boat, a tank, anything, I'm pretty sure there's a model of diecast made for it that you can enjoy in your living room all day, all night, all through COVID, all through the 4 seasons, through -50. And by the way, this thing doesn't deteriorate that easy. They're made of aluminum alloys, so yeah.
Question number 4. What is your unicorn chase diecast?
What is my unicorn chase diecast? That's the first time I heard that.
Like, what is the car that you would say is the most sought after for your collection in any car? If you could have the most expensive, least expensive, most rare, what is that ultimate?
Don't say the most. Yeah, don't say the most because that'll give away the answer to the contest. But
Yeah, no. Personally, for me, if you're asking, Tanner, my very first car which I ever owned, I was a 16-year-old or 17-year-old, was a Toyota Corona 1971. I have been trying to find that
What
for
color?
the last white in color.
okay.
Toyota Corona 1971 white in color. My grandfather owned it from brand new. He gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to find that Toyota Corona in a diecast. I haven't found it yet. I found Corollas and other ones, but not the Toyota Corona.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so I don't even know if they make it. but
Right.
I'd take a second mortgage to get it, technically. And that's the fine line between hoarding and collecting, right? But I would literally take a second mortgage to get that car.
That's awesome.
And your final question, what is your favorite story from your time collecting diecast?
My favorite story from my time collecting diecast. There's too many. I've like in my if anybody comes to me and they come with kids and we have a dialogue, I give that child a free diecast regardless of you buy it or not. I also promote a lot of like I'm trying to promote Santa. What's it called? Santa's mystery gifts and everything. Yeah. So, but yeah, when a child when a parent comes with a child, and it's the parent that's going to buy. It's happened a lot of times. Oh, I've got my kid with me. Please bring him along. And then the kid comes in and he starts touching the car, and people get all antsy about it. And I said, if he doesn't touch it, if he doesn't break it, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
The kid breaks it, he gets it for free. If the kid does not break it, he walks away. He or she walks away with a diecast card, regardless if the parent bought anything or not.
Right.
And that is the epic for me. It puts a smile on that person's face, and I can't say it in words. Now I've got that kid or that person hooked on to diecast for the rest of their life. I mean, I said, who this is the most pleasurable moment out of a diecast. Right here, I do this, and I'm so happy. Just moves. And believe me, zero energy, zero emissions. You can't go wrong with that up here.
Love it. I love it. Okay, listen, I know we've already gone over the 20 minutes, and that happens sometimes. It's all right. Everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug before they leave, though. So please tell people how they can get in contact with you, how they can get involved in Diecast. Yeah, go. You're up.
Well, to promote Diecast, IMM Diecast, a webpage on of all people who are interested in diecast.
Okay.
I do promote a lot of diecast stuff there.
Great.
As I said, Sweet Antiques downtown, they were very nice enough to afford me a room at very, 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 very reasonable prices, because I don't want to really go into retail. I'm not. I have a job. This is all part of the passion.
Right.
And to pay thousands of dollars in rent to forward that passion was what was holding me back for all this
right,
time.
of course, yeah.
These people run an antique shop. They have the only antique shop in Fort Mac.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out.
Yes,
I didn't even hear about them.
That's right, and they're so entrepreneurial that one lady sells paints out of the one room she rents. One lady sells clothes and purses out of the one room she rents.
Right.
I don't call it a retailer. I call it a dialogue room. It's a diecast dialogue room.
Right.
Even if if anybody wants to bring something up there and they want to get in touch with me and they want an evaluation on it, or it's time that it needs to be passed on to a new admirer or a collector, I would certainly be the first person to want to have a dialogue with that person and see. I do a lot of swaps. Shops don't do swaps.
The fact that I am learning about this shop is very dangerous for my entire being.
You know what? I've had people come to me in Fort McMurray, and I'm not going to talk into the selling part of it, but they're amazed with the amount and the quality and the variety of diecast that I have. It's a one-stop diecast heaven, I call it.
Right.
And I've just done it to make a dialogue. It's not for retail. It's not to make money. It's just to get diecast out here.
It's heaven for my being and hell for my bank. That's what that
Tanner's
place is
going to be asking for a raise. I can see it.
Dude, I'm not going to be here to ask for a rave. I'm just going to be in that room.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for anybody listening to that show too, to Elliott's show here, please do, go and explore your diecast options there. If you have something which you would like to swap, trade, give, buy, sell,
get in contact with you.
Hey, if anybody wants to donate it, please don't let it go to the landfill or something. I will take donations. I do pass it on to third world countries such as Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Anytime I go there, I take a whole bunch of diecast toys. Even if they're beaten up and they're missing wheels, you wouldn't believe the smile of that comes on those little kids' faces in those countries. Like I go to Pakistan, it's a country I was born in. I travel over the world. And I'm a diecast ambassador. I just take up any, like people sell totes of diecast for $5-10. Totes, they're broken cars and everything.
Yeah.
I take them over to the east. I give them for kids for free.
Yeah.
And I make sure that if it was me and I could be called the Santa Claus of
Yeah.
diecast. I'd go around the world giving diecast cars to every
awesome,
kid, be
man.
naughty or nice, it doesn't matter.
That's great. Well, dude,
So-
thank you very much for coming on the show. Really do appreciate it. I hope to have you back again and again and again. We can talk for hours about this. I know Tanner is definitely going to be booking you again and again and again. So this is not the first, or this is not the last time we'll see you. I have no doubt about that. And for everybody at home, please get involved with that contest. Let's give that car away. So on that note, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, this has been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Tanner's favorite, no doubt. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.